Hi there everybody, my name is Soul and welcome to the greatest channel on YouTube. And today, get your sweatpants, get your comfy sweatshirts. We're entering maximum comfort zone. We're talking about Aggretsuko Season 4. And I've never talked about Aggretsuko on this channel before, but every single year, it's almost Christmas time and I spend like maybe a week just coming back to the latest season of Aggretsuko because if you are not familiar with this show, it is a slice of life anime about it's about a young woman who's stuck in an office environment that she is not happy to be in, and she just wants to escape to her favorite karaoke place to do some death metal screaming with her buddies, and might have a thing for one of the guys at her job, but she's not really sure, and he's kind of a pussy, so it's kind of weird. And it's just a real wholesome show, and every single season they kind of go back to the status quo, and so they can do it all over again. And every single season, it doesn't matter because it's so good and so comforting. It's really comfort food in its finest artistic form.
It's comfort food, all right?
In season 4, I expected the same, and that's exactly what I got. But this season, we do have some things to talk about, which I'm going to do right about now. So the last season we went on our little OTM girls side quest, and that was good, but now we finally take it back to the office place, and the CEO of the company, he's old as hell, he's decrepit, he's gonna die one of these days, so he's like, you know what, it's time to retire. We're gonna put this new guy in charge, and he has a new school philosophy, and he's changing things around the company, and we're not making enough money. We might have to lay off some people, and some of our favorite members of the office are either being encouraged to retire or they're being transferred to some bumfuck department that no one actually goes to because it's barely real. But he's not just an evil CEO for the sake of it. He thinks that he's going to take the company in a new direction and a new school style, and that's going to save the company. Haida, who is under that mindset as well, that the company is using backwards ass ways of doing things, gets promoted. And he goes into a whole other arc. And if you like Haida, this is going to be your season, because this is the Haida season. There's more Haida in this season than all the other ones put together. And we really get into the depths of who he is, because he is a beta that is now being promoted to the top of the food chain. And we see how that conflicts with all his relationships with everybody. And his relationship with Aggretsuko, which they really are finally starting to address the romance between Aggretsuko and Haida. We had a lot of glimmers. We had a lot of scenes. We had a lot of tension that didn't really amount to much. But now we finally get to the heart. Haida, do you like me? Aggretsuko, do you like me? We finally get these questions addressed. I wouldn't say answered. And that's really one of my main complaints about this season, is that in the final episode, we seem to kind of just, step a couple paces backwards, and we try to really make sure that we just have a clean slate, that nothing really mattered. And they have done that in previous seasons, but it just kind of wrapped up better in those other ones, where this one, it seems a little forced that everything that happened this season doesn't really matter, and we just go back to the status quo. But that will not erase the amazing character development in this season that I hope will not just be completely erased. Tone, the big bad pig boss, he is the most lovable character that he's always been. In the first season, we hated him, and slowly but surely we kind of see that he had a heart of gold and that there's another side to him. But now we really are focusing on what makes him a man and the things that transpired to make him who he is, and then we understand him more, and we love him by the end of the season. I think he's one of my favorite characters. He's still a rude asshole, but I can't help but love him. And at this point, 4 seasons deep, we've introduced a good amount of characters, because every season we have a new character. We have the OTM girls. We have that one coworker that was trying to get Aggretsuko fired. We have her almost ex-boyfriend. We have Tone's family. We have so many things going on, and all these different characters are being juggled beautifully. I've seen a lot of shows that introduce characters after characters, and a lot of the characters just take a seat, they get benched, and that is inevitable, but this show does a lot better job of it than most shows. The only characters I can think of are like the older ladies at Aggretsuko's job, and they still get time to shine. We still get moments with them. Everyone has at least a moment where they get brought back and used, and they actually serve the plot, and they do things, or they at least have a good conversation. And especially in the finale, when one of the previous members of the last season actually gets used pretty significantly, it really made me appreciate, oh yeah, this show actually cares about its characters, and we're gonna keep bringing them back, and that's the stuff I like, because it doesn't feel like we're just wiping the slate clean, because these characters will at least develop and come back despite the plot kind of going in a vicious circle. Speaking of vicious circles, the romance. You got Aggretsuko, quiet girl who doesn't really know what she wants, and she still is trying to be a strong, independent woman. And then you got Haida, who's a bitch boy who knows exactly what he wants, but he's not going to act upon it. And yeah, we see that vicious circle. This is the fourth fucking round, and we're going through it again. And this time around, we actually get farther along. I think the ending is a little open to interpretation, but I think we accomplished something. I just need to know if that something is actually going to be worth a damn in the 5th season. That being said, they make a good point. Like, they insert enough doubt in themselves and enough, like, doubt on the table that, like, you understand why they think this isn't going to work, or why they wouldn't get the gumption to just say, you look pretty kawaii, do you want to be my waifu? I understand all that, but I know some people have more patience for this kind of shit, but I don't. If you have feelings, just fucking do it. Quit being pussies and just do it. It's like I'm talking to my 15-year-old self. Just fucking ask the girl out, you pussy. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. I will say this is like the goofiest Aggretsuko season I've seen before. They're doing like literal Dragon Ball Z moves, and like you think it's a gag, but no, it's part of the plot. And people are like going on undercover heist missions and shit. Like, I know this show is zany and, you know, a little fun sometimes, but we were never doing anything like that. We were never busting out Dragon Ball Z moves. Anyway, my final thoughts here. This season of Aggretsuko, it's just as good as all the rest. They have about the same bar of quality. The only reason, like, I think that my scores are a little ranging from like 7 to 9s is just where I was when I watched that, what state of mind I was at, how much comfort was I feeling. Because again, this is just comfort show. They're like 18 minutes long. They're very cute. The animation, you take one look at it and you just wanna eat it up. It's so, oh my god, it's scrumptious. Oishi! But at this point in time, you really feel like these characters are like those yearly buddies that you see every year, and you just want another new season, and you just want the good feelings to come back. That being said, I kind of feel like the nuance is dying off a little bit. I kind of feel like this show needs to do something more, at least maybe do something less, because they'll insert these much grander ideas or try to do bigger plot threads, and they just kind of pull back by the end of the season. It's either we gotta stick to that and push forward, or we can just do our same thing that we do every year. I'm fine with either one, but being halfway in the middle like this, it leaves kind of a weird taste in your mouth when you're done. Because the first like 9.5 episodes are great, and then you're just kind of like, oh yeah, we're right back where we started from. And despite all that, Aggretsuko, it's as great as ever. I'm gonna give season 4 an 8 out of 10. Damn good show. And while I got you here, let's talk about today's sponsor. It's big, it's red, and it's clickable. It's the subscribe button. It's calling out to you right now. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Move that mouse
over the big red button and fucking subscribe. Do it. Just fucking do it. I need your lifeblood. I want your energy. I want your soul. I'm going to consume it.
Please subscribe and have a wonderful day. And with that, I leave you. Subscribe.
Switching someone, even in the light chapter, blending, I'll show you a world that is different from all that you know. In my prayers, my desires, comes, I will be up for God, and more than we be that one step up.